Assalamu alaikum. My name is Tasneem. So I've been coming here to RCC a little over a year since I moved to the Twin Cities. I knew about Rabata beforehand. I had taken one class back in 2015, and alhamdulillah, it's really been an amazing experience, meeting all these women, these amazing women who come from so many different backgrounds, and we're all coming here together. It started out with me coming to Sunday halaqa, and it just kind of expanded from there. We talk about such relevant topics, topics that might not be discussed in other places and other spaces, and it's been really, really beneficial and eye-opening for me. I feel like the RCC is kind of helping me like broaden my horizon, and it's going from one thing to the next to the next. So I'm taking a couple of Rabata classes now, one of them here in person. So that's something I'm really, really excited for, the potential of having more in-person classes. I found it personally a little difficult to do classes online. So that's something that I'm really excited for and hoping for with the expansion. And even seeing things like Quran classes, hopefully, or I know there have been Tajweed classes here. So I think just seeing all the new growth, all the potential for growth there is. Since I first came a little over a year ago till now, I feel like month after month and after month, I've been seeing so many more women, more faces coming in. So it's something that is attracting people. It's not something that we've really experienced elsewhere in masajid or in other spaces if we do like a halaqa at a home or something like that. And then we also do so many other fun things. I'm part of the Rabata social group where we talk about things that we want to do as a group for like the sisters in the community, and we have an event on the first Saturday of every month, and every single month it's something different. So it's not just an Islamic thing here at Rabata or at RCC. It's also a place to socialize with Muslim women and to befriend them. So we've done things like movie night, and this month we have a tea party, and we've done things like a cookie exchange and things like that, where we're all coming together, where we have one thing in common, which is our Islam, and that's an amazing thing that RCC is doing. So in Syria, there's something similar where we have a group of women that meet together, and it started when I was young, when my parents would take me to Syria, and it would be a group of girls, young girls, and then we grew into young women. We'd be memorizing Quran, reading Quran together, listening to a halaqa together from a teacher, and I felt like I was really missing that because I hadn't been to Syria in a few years. Since before COVID, so I think it'd been 3 summers. So I felt like I was really craving, that connection, that place to learn, as well as meet Muslim women. All of the people that I've met here, that I see on a weekly basis, have been incredible. I know I can ask questions without judgment and get an explanation for my question. In the masajid, there are many masajid that make an effort, others don't. And I feel like sometimes growing up, you didn't feel like you fully belonged. I mean, there was definitely a space for you, but maybe not a completely opening space for whoever wanted to come, whoever wanted to participate. Sometimes like people would have different interpretations of what's appropriate and not appropriate in Islam, and so sometimes the masajid are more closed off in that way, and so that's why here at RCC, it's been a really great experience to do that. Even in Ramadan, they had the Masjid Rabata where women who wanted to come have a space to pray and worship Allah without feeling like they're enclosed in a really, really small room in the masjid, could come here. Even in terms of kids, I don't have kids, but I would like to, InshaAllah. So sometimes, in masajid, you find kids aren't really welcome as much. Whereas here, Sunday halqa, they have a few like games and like small tables for kids to come. So women who have children, who have young children, don't feel like they have to shy away from this place because they can bring their kids here and they are welcome here. While they're attending halaqah, the kids can be playing at the side. So I feel like all in all, it's a very welcoming and open space for all kinds of people. For the sister social that we have once a month, we make sure to have it as a ladies only event, like teenagers and ladies, so without young kids, so that women have that space to have fun, to spend time together without having to worry about, oh, the kids are, doing this or doing that. We've done we do really fun, they're simple things. It's not something elaborate, but it's definitely bringing the community together. And with each type of social that we have, we get different kinds of people, like different crowds. So I think that's the beauty of it, that it's not just these 30 women who are coming to everything or every single time. It's, well, this kind of fun thing will attract this crowd, this kind of fun thing will attract this crowd, and then ultimately we sometimes see them in Sunday halaqah, right, joining in, or they might join in Rabata courses, for example, or something like that. So it's bringing them to this whole community. And then even like you said, the joyful face part of it. At the end of the halaqah, we usually do a dua. Anse does a dua, and then we'll do salawat on the Prophet. And then there have been times where we sing, or someone will sing, and we follow along. And it will be a nasheed. It will be really, really beautiful nasheed. Ones that I've known since I was a little girl, and ones that are really new to me. So that's been a really exciting part of it too. But I think instead of making it like a scary thing of like, oh, you're supposed to do this, or you're not supposed to do this, that's what you feel here, right? When you are joining together to do salawat on Prophet, or joining together to sing a song, a nasheed about Allah, about the Prophet, about multitude of topics. It does make it fun, and it makes you feel like you want to learn more. It makes you feel closer to the faith, because it's not something that's just right or wrong. Because I feel like sometimes, since we're living here in the West, we're afraid of some of the like haram things that are out there, and so we might have a sense of only looking at these kinds of things, like this is right, this is wrong, rather than teaching that love of Allah, love of the Prophet, love of Islam, which I feel like here at RCC and Rabata in general are aiming to do. Since it's been such a great experience, I wish that every Muslim girl growing up here in the US has this opportunity to experience something as wonderful as this. I wish I had that as a young girl too. Yeah. I think the things that they focus on, the things that are taught here, that might have not been taught to kids when they're younger. So for example, I'm in the companions class, and in the book there are women companions, and we really dive deep into these women and learning how they held their faith and how they were strong and powerful women who were, you know, they were compassionate, they were generous, they were, you know, all of these things. Whereas usually in a traditional Islamic upbringing, we might focus on companions like Abu Bakr and Umar and, you know, Bilal ibn Rabah, all wonderful men. But I think learning about the women other than Khadija, women other than Aisha, women other than like the few main women that we typically learn about is so important. So I think that's what I feel like they really focus on here, making sure we learn the deen from a woman's perspective. How were they around the Prophet? How did the Prophet treat them? How did the companions and their husbands and fathers and sons, how did they treat them? Rather than just cultural hearsay, right, in how we teach them. So I think that's something that has been an incredible experience here.